Hello to everybody. My name is Chires Aida. So this is group 8. I'm with another group member, which is Aline Umugwaneza and Ndidas Kaiso. So we discussed about crowds. One may ask his or herself the questions related to crowds. One may ask, what is crowd? How is it formed? What are the types of crowds and how is it classified? So I can first start with the definition of crowd. Crowd is a visible mass of water droplets or ice crystals suspended on the Earth's atmosphere. So the second course we are going to look on is the formation of clouds. Clouds is formed within two main steps. The first is evaporation. Evaporation is when the sun hits the Earth's surface or water bodies like oceans, seas, rivers, and many other water bodies. So those water content air raise into the atmosphere. So the second cause is condensation. Condensation is the process where the air containing water vapor raised high into the atmosphere. It cools due to the decreased pressure at the high latitude. This cooling of water vapor to the condense back into the water droplets or ice crystals around the tiny droplets or particles called condensation nuclei. So the last step is cloud formation. So once the water vapor is condensed into these nuclei, visible clouds begin to form in the sky. So here is the picture indicating the whole process, these 3 steps of cloud formation, including evaporation, the moisture content raised into the atmosphere, condense, meet with the cold air and the condense, hence forming the clouds as the last step. And this is the circle. Once the cloud is formed, it eventually formed the rain, and the rain fell into the land or to the sea, and the evaporation took place as usual. So we understood that this is the process. So we are going to look at the types of clouds. Clouds are classified into 2 parts. One may classify it according to the altitude by looking on the height and the distance, and one may classify them according to their forms. So the first we are going to classify them according to their forms. So here are the stratified clouds. These are the layered clouds. They look like a blanket and they cover a large area. They cover large amount of, they give off the large amount of rain or snow. So we understand that these types is layered and it looks like a blanket and is large and it gives a very large amount of rainfall. So the second types of cloud according to the form is cumuloform. These have a bubble-like bodies. They give rain over a small area. So these are the 2 different types. One is stratified clouds or cumuloform clouds. to these cumuliform clouds is the opposite to the stratified clouds. So the second classification of clouds is according to the altitude. So classifying clouds according to altitude is composed of three main parts. They classify according to the height, which includes high clouds, low clouds, and mid. So in the high clouds, they range from 5 to 13 kilometers in the sky. So among those clouds include cirrus clouds, cumulus clouds, and stratus clouds. So the middle clouds range from 2 kilometer to moving to the surface, to the Earth's surface. It includes stratus clouds, stratocumulus clouds, and nimbus clouds. So the middle clouds range from 5 to 7 kilometer feet. It includes altocumulus clouds and altostratus clouds. So there are other types of clouds which does not included in those three main parts, which is clouds with vertical growth. It ranges from 13 kilometer feet. Those include cumulus clouds and cumulonimbus clouds. Unusual clouds. These clouds are formed in a unique way and does not be grouped by the heights. Those include the Titular clouds, Kelvin Hamilton's clouds. So here are the diagram which indicates the clouds in the sky and their kilometer ranging from the Earth's surface to the sky. So let me welcome another group member to continue from where I stopped.
So as my colleague said, I'm here by the name of Chimiman Das Gelso. I'm going to continue the factors influence the formation of clouds. Here are the different factors that help in the formation of clouds. Firstly is sun. The sun hits the earth's surface and hence rise and it expands and cools. Second, topography. Topography are factors which influence the formation of clouds, where clouds are also formed when air encounters the mountain or other topography, where clouds rise and cools, condensing to form clouds. Third, low pressure. Low pressure is another factor which influence the formation of clouds, where air moves towards area of low pressure to the varying the air characteristics meet, where cold air force and warm moisture air rise, hence cools and condense to form clouds. The next slide is about warm and cold fronts. Weather front cause the rising of air, specifically warm front makes the air to condense because the warm air above air lies above the cold air. This results to the formation of clouds. This means that when warm air is above the cold air, they arise. Then this goes to the formation of clouds. Here are the importance of clouds. Clouds play a big role on various aspects on the earth climate and the weather system. So as we know, the clouds is very important or is usual in our earth. First, Here are some key importance showing importance of clouds. Those are the following. Clouds are very important in water cycle. Clouds are essential components of water cycle, where they facilitate the movement of vapor through condensation and precipitation, ensuring the distribution of fresh water across the different regions. Second importance of clouds is very important in the regulation of climate. Here, clouds are a very important role on the earth in regulation of temperature and climate. They can both cool down and warm up the planet by reflecting sunlight back to the space or trapping heat with atmosphere. This means that when clouds are there, it helps us in regulation of temperature, where clouds can help in cools of the earth, and it can be help in warm of earth through reflecting sunlight or trapping heat with atmosphere, where the heat from atmosphere is trapped by the clouds. The third is weather forecasting. Clouds are very important in forecasting, where it is very important in different types of clouds are associated with specific weather condition, allowing meteorologists to make accurate weather prediction based on cloud formation. These help to make agriculture avoiding storms and disasters. The clouds is very important in weather forecasting, where some meteorology predict where the prediction of rain will be required for planting, for agriculture, for avoiding some storms and disasters. It can be help us for prediction of avoiding some floodings, where the agriculture can be made efficiently, where they know that they will need some rain, minimum rain required in crop production in order to provide harvest. The fourth importance of clouds are energy balance. Clouds are very important or usual in balancing energy on the earth by changing amount of solar radiation that reach the surface and regulating heat exchange between atmosphere and the grounds. So this means that the clouds is very usual in balancing energy on the earth, where they regulate heat which reaches on the earth by dividing it or increasing it according to the heat required on the earth. So five importance of clouds are hydrological cycle. So clouds are very key important in regulating hydrological cycle by influencing evaporation rates, precipitation patterns, and the runoff of process. Clouds are very important in hydrological cycle, where they they contribute in regulations of rainy cycle by through evaporations, by providing precipitation, through runoff of process. The runoff process is the where water they manage water which enter in the soil by through runoff the earth surface. So, six importance of clouds are very important in albedo effects. Clouds have very important impact on albedo, as they can either increase by reflecting sunlight or decrease by trapping heat amount of solar radiation absorbed by planets. As we see, It is very, very usually important in albedo effects, where clouds have very important in decreasing sunlight, sun radiations which reach on the earth, or decreasing amount of heat of solar radiation absorbed by planets through clouds by trapping it. Seventh is geographical distributions. Clouds are very, very key important in geographical distribution, where clouds persist their cover, which may experience milder temperature due to reduce solar heating, while areas with clear skies may face more extreme temperature fluctuations, which means that in geographical distributions, the clouds where they have the planets which has cloudy cover may have moderate temperature, which is reduced by clouds, where the planet with clear skies may have more temperature, because there is no clouds which will reduce solar radiation which will reach to the earth surface. So eighth importance of clouds are climatic change implications. Clouds are very important in change in cloud cover and properties, can have suggestions for global climate change scenario. Study how clouds respond to warming trends and how they can interact with greenhouse gases is essential for understanding future climate projection and potential feedback mechanism. So clouds can be, it is very important in regulation of climatic change, through where clouds divide some gases which can lead to cause greenhouse effects, where clouds reduce. So the next slide is about how clouds involves in water cycle. Evaporation. Sunlight hits on the earth's surface of oceans, lakes, and rivers. Water molecules gain energy and transform into water vapor that rise into the atmosphere through a process called evaporation, which means that the water cycle is done by through the clouds, through the process called evaporation, where evaporation starts through the oceans or lakes and rivers, where sunlight reflects on the ocean or lakes or rivers. Then water vapors arise on the atmosphere, the atmosphere. Then those water vapors condense. Therefore, they provide the rain. The next how clouds involved in water cycle is condensation. As water vapor rises higher in the atmosphere, it accounts and cool air. Then the cool air causes the water vapor to condense and forming water droplets. When the sunlight reflects on the lakes or ocean or rivers, the water vapor arises as a process of evaporation. Then the water condense. Those water condense cause the water droplets, which reflects and fall as rainfall. Third is precipitation. Precipitation is other factors where how clouds involved in a water cycle. The the third is the precipitation. When clouds become saturated with water droplets, they release their loads and can take various forms include rain, snow, sleet, or hairs. The fourth is runoff and collection. Precipitation flow over the lands and forming streams and rivers. Some water also infiltrates into the ground and contributing to the groundwater and aquifers. These runoff and collections result to the precipitation where water falls on the grounds. They form streets and rivers. Those water will infiltrate in the grounds, then water to will cause the water to run into the grounds. There is a water which will be formed as stream or waters.
As my group members said, I'm here to continue about the negative effect of cloud by the names of Umganizari. The first effect is called feedback. The changing in the cloud cover and the properties can cause the positive or negative feedback loops in climate change. This uncertainty cloud feedback make it challenging to uncertainly predict future climate scenarios. Secondly, radiation properties. According to the types, altitude, and thickness, cloud can either reflect sunlight back into the surface, into the space, clouding planet, or trap heat in the atmosphere, contributing to the warming. The net effect of cloud on the Earth's energy balance can depend based on their factors. By continuing climate sensitivities, modally that not exactly presenting a cloud cover and behaviors can resulting in significant difference in calculating values of climate sensitivities. Changing in the cloud contribution according to the global warming may impact all the overall climate responses. Another contribution and types of changes. Climate change is expected to change the contribution and the types of cloud forming. Shifting in the cloud cover pattern can affect the regional climate precipitation pattern, overall energy balance, adding comprehensive to change climate projection. Another is uncertainly modernly representing the clouds exacting in the climate mode remaining a challenge due to their many complex nature of the cloud formation and behaviors. I'm continuing to answer the question that I was asked when we were starting our presentation. The first one is what are the clouds made of? The answer is the clouds that are low in the atmosphere are made of liquid water drops. Another clouds that are higher in the atmosphere are made of ice crystals due to their cold temperatures at higher altitude. Question 2 was said that how much does cloud weigh? Answer is this: a small cumulus cloud might appear lighter and brighter, but can surprisingly heavily, weighing about as much as 100 elephants, which are approximately 250 tons. Third question: how does cloud stay in the ice? Why does they fall to the ground? Clouds remain suspended in the sky because they are complex of the million of the thin water droplets that are so small and whiter that they can float in the air. If these droplets grow large and heavily they fall to the ground as a raindrop. I continue another question: how does water get into the sky? And we answer that to this question. Water enters the ice through the various process. First one, heat from the sun causes water in the lakes and ocean to evaporate into the water drops. Second, plants play a role by absorbing water from the ground through their roots and receiving water vapors from their leaves. Next, freeze water like snow and ice can also turn into the water vapor and enter the atmosphere. Another question: how long does water spend in the ice? I will answer that water spends approximately 8 days in the atmosphere, traveling with wind current before eventually falling down to ice as representation. Another question: how does water get out of the atmosphere? Water drop in the atmosphere condense into the sun droplet or low ice crystals that form cloud of attracting the dust properties. When these drops or crystals grow large enough, they fall as rain or snow back to the earth. By conclusion, clouds are essential in their types formation of collecting importance in regulating the Earth's climate through their roles in the water cycle, while there are positive impacts such as maintaining temperature balance and supporting life flow. Precipitation can also have disastrous effects like blocking sunlight or causing extreme weather events. Thank you for kind attention. We are talking about to the topics of cloud. Thanks for hearing our group. Thanks.
Here is a bibliogram or references where all the information we provided in our slides we can find it. So for the end, we want to share the summary of what we all discussed about.